Čauky lidi. Běží to? Jo. Já tady něco přepíšu ještě. Název streamu. Tady se to neaktualizoval v OBS jako vždy. Tak, save hotkey. Skip alert. Ne. Tak. Měl by to být nastavený. Tak, se to poběží. Teď se to spustí a chvilku se to sekalo. Už to běží v pohodě. Jsou takový silný trhance, nevím co to bylo. Resetoval jsem kvalitu grafiky. A běží to v pohodě už zas. Nevím co to bylo, nějaký bug nastavení. Tak, mám skill point, tady zvednutý ze včera. Do čeho to dám? Tady potřebuji na 20. 24, všechny potom už na 40. Nepotřebuji sneak. Půjdu asi do tohohle, ne? Ještě dva budu mít lepší bity. Víc bitů najdu a... Ale jak to, že mám pořád? Jo, já jsem to neuložil, ale... Ty vole, on se to resetoval. Tak 2. Co do sníku, techniky. A do zbraní, defense. No, tak odepnu tu vlastnost. Ano, uložit, tak. Perky, co je, jas. Víc jsem to včera vybíral. Se to neuložilo. 50% víc života, třeba tak. A v journalu je to completed. Tak, jdeme na tohle. Jdeme hledat ty 3 debily. Tak. Ještě jí můžu něco udělat? Asi ne, ne. Mám teleporty, viď? Fast travel mám. Pokud jsem už tam byl. Kolik mám nosnost? Ty vole, tady se to seká taky, jo. Víš, nevím co to je. Resetu. Ten a funguje to v pohodě zas. Jaký sračky prostě. Dobrý den. Je, to potřebuju. Tady nic víc nemá. To všechno? Tak já jdu. Počkej, kam mám jít? A proč jsem vyšel? Tudy má. Tak to tady vylutil jenom. Dobrý.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
O čem to meleš?
The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Stále nevím, o čem mluvíš.
I asked for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. Orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Some tuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Kamže mám jít?
Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town.
Další vedlejšák, no ne?
You did? Well, color me impressed, soldier. Wish I had a dozen recruits with your gumption. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is
Najdi jeho tajnou zbraň a já
a
jsem ho
weapon
našel.
to strike fear in their cold mechanical hearts.
Nevím kde.
Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the
Asi
toilets.
moc tajná nebyla, když jsem ji už
That's
našel.
why I've kept it hidden all
Mimo
these years.
úkol. Tak.
Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter. What? All by yourself? I could have sworn I hid that bundle safe from prying eyes. But give it here. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here's a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit. Designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge.
Logic modul.
I call it the hand of the law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. Fun. This ain't some quarterly performance review, soldier. Ours is a grave and sacred duty. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson.
Remote.
I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
Module?
If you die
Tyjo, tady se
horribly,
dokecám.
I will pour out a plan of 0G to your memory. Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars. Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
Já radši jdu. Čus. Nebo radši odejdi nejdřív. Já si tady půjčím pár věcí. Když se ozveš, tak tě možná i vrátím. Počkej, workbench to nechci. Už tady něco měl? Ne, už nic. Použiju tvůj workbench, nebude vadit? Ne. Počkej, já mám možná... No, jsem se díval na lepší věci. Proč je červený? Water pistol. Level 5, aha, až. Stanbe, ne, to je baseballka. 37. Machine gun, to se ještě ani nepoužil. Assault rifle. Tady jsou lepší. Tak, zbytek můžu rozebrat teď. Co to bylo? No, to už jedno. Tak. Armory. Tech skill. Tady to je lepší. Stealth skill. Lockpick plus 5. No, nic. Čímže to repair, ne? Tak. Tohle potřebuje repair. Ale mám nový ten. Tady ten blběc. Co si tam dám? Nějaký jídlo asi. Tak, já nevím, jak se to zde používá. CQčko. Aha. Uhni! Sakra, stojíš ve dveřích, uhni, sakra. Jenom to schytáš. Ale na, vendor. Ty pořád nemůžu koupit nic. Počkej, mě uvidí. Co to bylo? Prči, co on ví? On tuší, on. A tuší, že tady odemykám. Svině hnusná. Hele, odchází, dobrý. Krucina, pojď, zavři. Už bude potom odejít. Hele, kde se tu vzal? Se mu zaplačil, ať se dívají na vol. Takhle se krade, jo. Podplatíš toho, co tady hlídá. A se dělá jiným směrem a v pohodě, vidím úplně. Ty vole, já musím tam úplně na druhou stranu, kvůli to mám jít, vole. Tady jsou ještě jaký dveře, zamčený. Zamčeno. Tady by mohli být ne. Chvilku tam budu, no. Co je? A plot. To jsem vůbec sebral. Jako baseballku. Sračky, vole.
She don't know how to skip rocks her own self.
Co říkáš?
Something you need?
What?
That's on account of how I never met her. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me. There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12. Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road. Well, sure. They're not tough. Even back then, before I got real good at that sort of thing. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Rose still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Tak fajn. Se ti vyslechnu, co máš na srdci, no tak ale vyskoč to. Myslíš, že ho obejdu? Či se to nevyskáču. Hnusný skály. Tak se tam dostanu. Aha, takhle spodem se tam dá dostat. Auč! Vypadá to, že by tady někdo byl venku. Ale někdo tu je. Proč se nám převozil klávesnici? Potřebuji healing, konem. A to je parváty. To je čistka, vole. Adrenalinu mám 2 prdele. Se dá se teď dá vylutit. Tady jsem nebyl. Tam něco je nahoře. Tady to moc nebylo teda. Tak, jo. To je nějakých 300 metrů tudy má. Oprčic. Je ten druhý? Ještě se uzdravím, tak. Brain. Mám jeho mozek. Počkej, kudy je? Počkej, ještě něco je. To je to dveře. Tak tady nic. Tady mají silový pole, jak se tam dostanu? Já to přijdu. Tady jenom přeskočím plot. Ha! Je nějaký vědec mrtvej. Proč co tu někdo je? To je přátelské nebo ne? Hej! To by všichni. Mám tady vstup dokonce. Se procpali roboti, jo. Co ještě zajímavého je tady? Tady je víc možností, jak se sem dostat, aha. No tak já jsem to přeskočil, no, tak to je jedno. Evidentně. To jde nějak vypnout, asi ne, většin. Třeba někde to půjde. Jo, tady někam do komplexu nějakýho. Je jich víc. Ale tak tam půjdu, uvidíme, co tam je. Čistička vod. Ale tady dokonce nějaký úkol. Dokonce hlavní úkol. No, to je jedno. Už jsem tady. Prčí se jich je. Tyjo, tady se nalutím. Recepce, no. Dík. A to jsem kde? Z strany. Ty vole, tady zase cestku jít. To za 20. Doufám, že se mi to vrátí brzy. A z druhé strany to nebylo zamčený, výborný, vole. Nebo to je level? Level lockpicku, to první číslo. Já mám 41, takže to prolomím jak nic. Ej, to je nějaký velký. Jsem se dá jít někam. Aha, ne, tam je úkol. Pane vendor. Ne, na si vole. It's stoppable. To vede někam dál. Bedničky, ušnice, a tady něco je amo. Tak, co dál? Jak to vysunul? Jaký switche, vole. Jaký switche. Co je, vole?
Where are we headed?
Jak to přesměruju? Počkej, dám si ten quest možná. Level 35.
Great work.
Ty, já jsem dostal perk jen tak. Za to, že jsem lockpicknul. Tak. Skill. Do čeho to dám? Apply. Kodek se updatenul. Tak, co pak? Víc života, treat generation, engineering. Co máš za armor? 7. Už je level 5, tak to může, ne? zvuky. Tady si něco nechal na zemi. No to ne. Ty jen tak na zemi nechat. Jsem tady no.
Incoming!
Padesát osm lékárníček. Devět. A tam bedna. Armor parts. Co to bylo? Jaká myš? Chce hack skill too slow. To chce 52. To kurňa jsem. Barikádovaný.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice. Hostile actions towards spacer's choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in compliance with spacer's choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist. Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
Co dělat? Tak.
No, just leave me alone.
Kdo to je? Kde? Ty vole, tady to je velký. Workbench, co potřebuji? Tinker. Můžu modify, no teď něco asi. Install mod. Ale tam už něco dá. Shock. Se dá spíš do tohohle. A to mám 3krát, aha. Se nedostanu, no.
System.
Kdo tam se je? Kdo get away? Ne, já jdu za tebou, ale. Dobrý. Co pak?
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Shoo.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, Repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Well, yes, for the uninitiated palate, a true gourmand appreciates the Sprat's complex melange of flavors. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Oh, before. Definitely before. Sissy Pig Tycoonery was the apex of my long and storied career.
Garuchus. To je tma. Co se vůbec dostal? Nějaký heslo, ničeho. Tu jsem přišel. Nedostal jsem. Hovno, tady byl někde ten. A nebo tady. Ne, on mi zabil to mýho. Tak, vypnutý valve. A jinak. To je druhý. Je jich víc. Střelo! Střílej! Ještě jeden. Kolik vůbec mám to inventář? Item repair, já potřebuji upravit něco. 86%, tak co je, vole? Armor, že bych měl zničený. 68. Já tady mám něco novýho. To můžeš nechat, vole. 66. Co to je? Hunting rifle. Plasma rifle, ale na vyšší level. Uni. Všechno. Tady jídla. Kde byl ten terminál, viď? A oni si přeprogramovat, až by se zabil. No, tak nic. Mám tě svíně, vole. Počkej, kde je ta hlavní vole? Tamhle. Už se tam jde. Počkej, co? Tady jo. Patrovejš. A už to mám.
Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all. I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide. If we're gonna kill her power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks. For hearing me out, I mean.
Takže to nemám brát. Ty vole, tak co? Tak jak mám udělat ten quest?
Where are we headed? think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they didn't care much for me.
Tak, poslal jsem šťávu. Ještě tu máme jeden quest, ne? Už ne? Tak, jdeme ven. Počkej, tu už se nejde ven. To až teď najdu ten security místnost, jo. Prostě 60 metrů. Nemožný vyskákat. Jak to vyběhnu? Kde to vyběhnu do prčic? Co to je? Rejnoci! Vím, že ucházejí náboje. Tady má taky hovno. To je brokovnice na hovno úplně. Umřu. Já přebijím ho. A heavy mají docela dost. Heavy ammo. A já jsem přetížen. 131, aha. Assault rifle. A to můžu rozebrat. To mám. Když tam mám doposud, když se to měl mít damage. Energy. O. Takový krávy, ty vole, lesu. Tak. Sealed? Cože? Dám sealed. Já najdu cestu dovnitř. Asi ne, no. Střechou. Se dá dostat. Prčí se nejde vyparkurovat. Pane vendor, můžu vám něco prodat? Tady jsou to tolik jídla. Energy cell. Dehydratovaná voda, co to je? Stačí přijat vodu a budeš mít vodu. Hele, zkus to nastředit. Value. Co to je? Hunting rifle. Jo, to je. Z druhé strany taky nějaký kran, ne? Jeden. Já jsem dneska nedostal ani tomu chlápku druhýmu. To bylo všechno. Oprčic, tak nic. Jak se dostanu na to patro, vole? Že by? Konečně, ty vole. Pojď sem šmejde, vole. Počkej, to nebyl on. Snažil se zdrhnout. Nějaký divnej. Tam mají vednu. Tady vidím. Tak, ještě jeden debil. Tady vole, tačně na druhé straně. Auč. Jsem byl, ne? Nebo ne? Proč se neprodal junk, víš, ty vole. Teď si říkám, určitě ho mám dost. Se jim mrtvá nikdo nikdy, vole. Je vystěhovaný. Časáky na zemi, jo. nějaký opuštěný outpost. A jaký debilové. Ty vole. Střídávky, to je dobrý. A tam ještě jeden debil. Už jsem myslel, že jsem umřel. Hlídám si zdraví a tak to potom dopadá. On se rozpustil. To je lagy. Tak je. To je nějaký silnej. Parváty umřela. To je nějaký silnej. Aby. Dobrý. Na pohodu. Parváty se jakou dobu neobjeví ještě. A už se tady. To jich bylo. Otřesen. Pomoc. Já už sprintovat není. O. Mají hospodu. Vole. Čau. Jak se vede? Proč já se pomalu? Já jsem přetížen. Takový kravin se zase nabral, jo. Dej, vole. Rifleku se nechám, to letí do prčic. Tak. Většina zbraně dám do prčic. Tak. A už může se nosit. Dál nosit něco. 14. Science. Prostor skill. Šestka to je, armor 6, už se nebo tohle. Barváto. Takže na druhý ten. Jako lepší zbraň. Tak. Aggressive, duration, lockpick má engineering a tak, no, tak. Tak, se můžu jít zpět.
At least you got your health.
Hey, thanks for helping me back in that.
Something to report?
Nějaký report.
We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
Máš jaký finger? Tady máš
Gil
finger.
Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize
Dáme
you.
další úkol.
Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people. Ever since the company first settled the Veil. Life's good out here, but it ain't easy. Some folk can't keep pace with the demands of frontier life. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Everybody likes adrenatime. It is the finest medical drug ever developed by Spacer's Choice. Much better than that crap anti-Cleo pedals. Sure, a little too much adrenatime can bring out the violent animal in you, but if overdosing on adrenatime turns you into a lunatic, you have only yourself to blame. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime. What's on your mind?
Tak. Žádný bounty.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Ty už se všechny dostal, tak. Tohle je to morou. Nějaký obchodníkovi. To je býval automat někde. Prodám tady ty ženský.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to recite company slogans to any visitors. We'll get you mostly drunk at half the price. Spacer's Choice. Coming right up.
Prodám ti junk. Takovýho junku. 15% discount, jo. Lopaty prodává. Kolik mi ulehčila? No, dost to. Moc ne. Faux Windows. Ty vole, zase z jiné strany, vole. Oni je zalévají do betonu. Kde jsem byl? Hovado. Ještě někdo? Zase to byl lek. Dobře, kruci. Se zavírá automaticky. Healing.
Yeah, huh?
Huh? What?
In the bar? When I asked if you were a drinker? Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. Strong drink makes me sick. And it makes me real sad. I start thinking about things I oughtn't, and then... Well, never mind that. You got better things to think on. Sorry. Oh, that's what I do. You'll tire of it soon enough.
Unavená kecání. Tu 60 už toho mám. Půjdu do nějaké oblasti. Jak nic víc tu není asi. Tak tam asi můžu jít. Tak. Level up, tak hned perk. On se to leveluje samo. Get critical damage. No, to dává critical damage akorát. Tak. Neutral. Space. Deserters. Z desertéry se dá. Já se to vložit vůbec? Když jsem souboj, tak asi ne, viď? Já jsem tady! Tak, teď to uložil. Ty vole, já jsem si jilek. Počkej, po pořadě. Musí tuhle místnost vylutit. Kam jsem se hacknul, ale nevím, co mi to dělalo. First aid room key jsem dostal. Já proč zavřel za sebou? Co můžu prodat? Tohle? Ne, ne! Jsem to koupil krusy. Level 2, vole. Pět, 3, 5. Tady bylo něco z toho, ne? Sračky nějaký. O. What? Těch rybech. To by jen dveře. Svině. To máš schovaný po šuplíkách, hajzlole. Tak, to je všechno asi tu. Vylutěno. Plně vylutěno. Ludwig. Retrieve the power of convince. Tak. Jo, sapiju, tak. Tak, co nás čeká dál? Esther Blaine, nebo tady ty ženský, jo.
I've got some time. Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types. And there it is. The reason I don't like depending on a criminal. I kept a little contingency fee in case you decided to shake me down. Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room? Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Tak já jdu čus. Ještě spokecal se tím chlápkem.
Oh, sweet merciful law. A marauder's in my domicile. Oh, law, please don't eat me. I got scrumpox and chalkstones. You don't want none of that. Oh, wait, it's just you. Yours killed me with fright. At least I know I ain't hallucinating. You need something? You what? But why? I was dependent on you. Does it feel good? Robbing an old man of his last shred of hope? You really are a piece of work. I hope somebody with plague spits in your drink. So, you just here to watch me die, or what? Please, wander around. Touch things. I'm awfully contagious.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Když ho práskneme.
I've got nothing on my bounty board. That's a good feeling.
To nejde prásknout. Škoda, no. Luterantů.
If it ain't the Starship Inspector, here's hoping Edgewater's up to your standards.
Hey, thanks for helping me back in that cave. You got a real knack for curative work.
Ono nejde prásknout, to škoda, no. Musel bych teď těm dveřím. Skočím za větším cápkem. S těma robotama. Už to je vystřílený. Čau.
Never seen the veil lit up like this before. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Co jsem dostal? No, tak se dostaru. Tak. Jsem dostal shock stick. Ne, to tady můžu dát teď. 50, to 53, tak ne. Už novou zbraň. Že ji nezničí za chvíli. Uhni. Tak kde je zás? Když někde prdeli, tam nejdu. Je taky tam? Komunity centrum, tam jsem byl. Tamhle tudy. V těch barácích jsem asi nebyl. Nebyl. Pořád nacházím nový bedny. Maraudeři. Tam jsou nějací. Seal, ty vole. Zapečetěný. To odpečetím. Co to škytá? Shield. Ale nemají silný. Taky deníček zoujího. Poster jsem sebral. síl, ty vole, jak jsem dovnitř. To jsou jaký kempeři, jo. Ještě máš jedno sídlí, ty vole. Tady má něco vykrát, když máš všechno zavřený. Dobrý den.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it's I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Well, don't keep me in suspense.
To mám víc těch knížek. To je část druhá.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads?
Už jsou 3,
He's
jo.
still my beating
3
heart.
asi nemám.
Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Vlastně ti zapomněl to.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit. What's on your mind?
Ještě mi něco řekneš?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't
to
fit the
blbě
code.
rendruje.
Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Já jdu, čus. Deserter.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
To mi se řekne. Čau, tebe znám, viď. Deserter.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with?
Chceš
Nothing.
se natradovat?
With the power gone, we've got to conserve our supplies.
To. Takže postarat ty další supplies. Tak nic, vole. Tyjo, to nějak... To nic nevidím. Kdo to je?
I figured whoever cut off that power was gonna come here to salvage something. Too smart to be a marauder. That must mean Reed sent you. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms. My son worked in that cannery.
Tak.
When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Počkej, teď mám na výběr, viď asi. Desserts. tam běžím. Ještě, že mám fast travel.
If you're falling sick, I don't want something got you down?
Když se jde k tomu debilovi. Co rychle střelil.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. I am not without compassion for Abernathy's predicament, but the plague has taken a hard toll on us all. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. Unless you can demonstrate to me that we are helpless without it, I see no reason why I should stand down. You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend the crop. She's what this town needs.
Odchází. Můžu se portnout už odsud rovnou. Tak, aspoň musím odcházet takovou dálku.
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Level 7. Rozhodně skill pointy. Rozhodit. Pursuit na 20. Už je na 60, hacking na 40. Na 35. Tak. Perky žádný, jak to vole. Pervizná. Počkat, teď to vložím. Aha. Journal. Set active. Kde to až je? Musím ještě do města, třeba se rozjede nějaký lajna vedlejšáků. Říkal, že odchází, no.
I already told you I'm leaving. Just give me a little while to collect my thoughts.
You're safer inside the wall. Got my sights on. What do you think you're doing? I'll look the other way. This time.
Look out!
I've had enough! I ain't dying today.
Are you out of your mind? You just killed him. A favor? You just made me an accomplice to murdering my boss. I can't. I need to leave. I need to get away from here. I need to get away from you. You killed Mr. Thompson for talking down his nose at me? You got a real twisted sense of chivalry, you know that? Let's just move on. I couldn't forgive myself if I let you loose upon the Vale unsupervised.
Aspoň zjistím, co tam je. Standard, sračky A. Tak. A to jestli to ještě splnil. Nic. Je to ukrásení tady bylo. Tak. Zpátky k lodi. A odletíme pryč.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine.
Co to mám za stíny?
I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I can't waiting to pick her.
I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain. That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that. He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. He never told me a word to that effect. And since he didn't, I didn't have to say nothing about feeling different. And nothing had to get weird.
He's junior. Člověk sobě něco cítí, vole. Hele, jak se sem dostal?
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
jaký je tvůj příběh?
Nothing too
Ježišmarja.
out of the ordinary.
Bravo,
Just your
si
run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. On the contrary, they internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. Scientism, as its name implies, believes that nature abhors equality. The strong survive, and the weak perish for the betterment of the whole. And reason, not emotion, is the seat of all morality. Wisdom means accepting the vicissitudes of life with grace and dignity.
Screwed-weak.
I prefer to think of it as looking at reality for what it truly is, not how we'd like it to be. Yes? I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. What about you? What's your story?
Co je můj příběh?
And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Co udělá teď?
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? A commendable attitude. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
Departures.
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, Captain. Captain!
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator?
No.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Budu za chvíli zpět. A? Mám zpátky svoji loď. Funkční. Ještě zamčený do prčic. 6 shieldnutý, ty vole, když to je moje loď.
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Jdeme na to. Opouštíme planetu.
A communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Gladys.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Navigation terminal. Jdu si promít sparváty. Tak co?
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it? That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA-120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space, but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
So you're gonna call her it, not she?
Though my voice is currently pitched to suggest female, I possess no gender. Any pronoun preferred by the user is acceptable.
Hello, I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing. I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch. Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was. He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us. Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening. Well, it ain't exactly cruel to have a promise of a paying job. And that's all it is. You go where the company needs you. Where your skills do the most good. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling. Oh, there were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Break time, over. Tak. Takže co můžu rozebrat? Počkej. Breakdown. Jedničková. To bylo možná dobrý. Jedničková. Ústná jedničková. Nechám pětkový. Tinkering. Co tinkering? Dát upgrade. Já se upgradenu. Sotrajvku. Kolik mám? Trošku drahý, to už je drahý, no. Increase Grader roll 5, aha. Increase, tak nic už. Počkat, tinker. Halej! To se to breakdown. To zničit. 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 Modify. Kolik může být modifyů? Počkej. Assault bude zničen. Počkej, jak jsem... Spread. Tak. Dejte jí krám, škoda, vole. graphics shroud. Nějaký message. Šachy tu hraje. Už s ničím. Můžu spát. Takže už se odemčím všechny kajuty. Čau sebe. Čau. Jen tak tu válíš a mohl.
As always, I am at your
Nemáš
disposal.
něco na srdci?
So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Ježišmarja, to je.
Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker? If I can access the data cartridge from the terminal in security, I can easily hack into their arrivals and departures registry. That'll give us dates, times, and the crew manifests for every registered ship. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
No, někam tě tu čus. To je pěknýho nic. Tady to je prázdný. Pokud se někdo nenastěhuje, tak tady bude prázdno. Spousta jídla. Pivko. Záchod. To je všechno, co tu je. S Eidou se mám mluvit. Ale mám. Companion quest.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Generator closed.
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate. Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
My pleasure, Captain.
To bylo ty jo.
As you wish, Captain.
To byla hudba.
I must comply with all direct orders. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Jaký čas kolony chceš prodiskutovat?
Yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system? I shall happily comply with your order, just as soon as we have a laser weapons system. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Jiný část kolonie.
We're cleared to dock with the groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously. I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are more than welcome, Captain. The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Jaký kolonie ještě? Terra 2.
Where in Terra 2? Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say, a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet. You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
Díky za nic.
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Monarch.
Where in Monarch? Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port in Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death. There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death. The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad. This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
Great, čus. Jaký informace o tom? Fajn acid cítr. What? Kde to najít? Co najít? Find to access the found and 3000 terminal. Takže to není nikde tady. Ground break. Takže jedeme na ground break, jo. Jo, on vyšel. Ne, to je ty ženský. Kajuta. Kam šla? Ciao.
Sometimes I can hear Vickers saying prayers to himself. Sometimes I hear him cussing about tossball scores.
Je čas, aby se odešla. Už je ta možnost. Plná loď kompanionů. Ale můžu rozebrat. Už mám lopatu. Tak. Mikrák. Teď mu můžu 19, level 7 a má lepší. Tady máš něco lepšího. Tak. Jeden perk. 10 hacků navíc, tak. $82. No, tak. Asi všechno dneska. Loď +7, no. Kde mám to najít, tu věc? Tady na lodi. Groundbreaker, Cilia. Tady má víc míst, no, v Terra 2.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Hey, Cap. Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I'd ought to meet her. If you got time to swing this by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
No, ani ne. Čus. A jak se navolím, kdo se mnou půjde. Co to je? First aid room key, holographic shroud. Nevím, čemu to bude, Geometry passcode. Identification. No a tam půl příště, já už budu končit. Takže díky, že jste si dívali do konce záznamu nebo live a zase někdy příště.